You know, there's lots of people going to these raised beds. And you can see right behind me here, I've started a few myself, just checking it out. And I like them. This is a Vegega raised bed, metal. We're going to give this a shot and to see how we like it. And hopefully, if it goes well, then we will maybe add a lot more to them. So, Vegega. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. I've not opened it, so I have no idea what's in it. We'll see. A book. Here's a book that complete guide to start your garden. I'm a little bit late on getting the book, a guide to starting my garden, but with raised beds, I guess that's the way. Very well written book. Directions, shows all the directions, how to put this together, shows what comes with it, more details, installing rod piece. Anyway, it's got plenty of information how to do this. Anyway, what comes with it, I'll take this out and we'll see what comes with this. These are the four corners, I suppose. Yep, that's the four corners. Comes with bolts and nuts, naturally. And that's a thing to go around the top to keep you from scratching yourself or getting hurt. This right here is the sides, I suppose. Vegega. Vegega. Slick. Now, what it says to do is to take this plastic off and this coating. Let's see how hard it is to get off. That right there was no problem. Rip that right off of there. Throw it right over there. You just get it started, all of it started. Then you can get it in the middle, hold down. Rip it right off of there. Piece of cake, piece of cake. I'm glad to get to try this. And it's good timing is all I can say. From what I've felt and talked to the representative, it's been a pleasurable conversation. There's one thing about these. We got some good structure. They supposed to last for years. There you go. That is that's the last one. That's the last one. I'll go ahead and put these in the box while I'm here. Plastic's all off. Now we can see what come with the in the thing here, the little pack. You'd think that there'd be a lot more bolts and nuts. They also come with a little wrench to put it together with. That's pretty neat. Vegega. I'll glance at this book one more time here. Remove plastic film, keep holes lined between the panels. You want to keep going the same way, I would suppose. We might be able to put this together. I have no clue. I'm pretty good at doing stuff like this. First thing we want to do is open these bolts and nuts. I'm notorious for going into detail on stuff like this. But that's what it takes. You got to put it together, and you might as well to get organized before you start. Let's take one, and we'll put it up here like this, and then take another one and put it like this right here. And I'm just going to let the left overlap the right. You get a washer, a nut, and we'll put that right in that hole right there, and we'll put that in there. Simple. I don't know if I can do that on this table or not, but we can try it, can't we? You don't want to tighten them up. I can tell you right now, I put a big feed bin together one time. You don't want to tighten it up. You don't want to tighten it up. Put that baby on like that right there. And get them started. Get it up here where you can see instead of upside down. That way your washer and your nut will stay on there. Simple. Yeah, they say to not tighten them up. All that good stuff. And that's what I intend not to do. I don't intend to tighten it up. I don't know. We might be able to put this together. They say not to use, or they say it's just as fast with this little thing over here. And I've got them together. I'm just gonna set this right here. I'm gonna set it right there on the ground. I'm gonna grab these other two. Just like I said, these are top and bottom to this, ain't they? Nah, looks to me like the same. So I'm gonna let the left overlap the right, just like I done on that other, I think, yeah. Let the right overlap the left, just like that. There we go. Then we'll get us another bolt and a nut. Put her together. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. A bolt and a nut and a washer. A bolt, a nut, and a washer. A bolt, a nut, and a washer. The only thing is getting them little boogers started. You don't want to get them started cross-threaded. I'm anxious to get this filled up and get it planted. That's going to be interesting. Of course, this right here is everything you need for to get started. Let me put it that way. All you would need to get started, to have a little raised bed started. Let's see now. The left overlaps the right, just like I say. We'll let the left overlap the right on all of them. Then I'm gonna lay this little bucket down on this and get this in here started. And that way it'll be easier to keep lined up till I get it started. Yeah. Yes, sir. A bolt nut and a washer. Whoop. Don't forget the washer. I mean, this is, this is all right. Hey, Lord. So, anyway, let the right overlap the left. That way you can keep everything going the same way. I think it'll look a lot better. I'm the world's worst not read instructions till I'm done. And then most of the time I get to go back and take it apart and redo the thing after the second time I read the direction. This is designed for almost a child to put together. It's not complicated by no means. And it's not supposed to be. When you are gardening or doing something like this, you want everything that you do pleasurable. You want it to be easy, not complicated. Now, I'm going to scoot these bolts here and these washers and stuff down a little bit. And I'll lay this right here. And I'll bring this side up. And we want everything going the same way. The right over the left, the right over the left, just like this. A bolt, a washer, and an ambulance. Hope they're all right, whoever it is. It's a every day, all day long ambulances run up and down this road. This table is going to be just fine to put this together. It'll be just fine. So I ain't decided where I'm going to set this yet. We'll sit back and watch it grow. Now, if you had 100 of these to put together, or a dozen of them, or several, it would it'd be a little chore. But you know, you've got to put these together. Simple, nothing to it. Simple, simple, nothing to it. Now this other one here, it's going to overlap this one, just like this. Just like that. Just like I said when I started putting these together. Get it in your mind when you're putting one together that your right overlaps your left, or your right overlaps your left, or vice versa. However one you want to do it, and do every one of them that way. And it should work out right when you get done. I mean, as you put this together, it should work out just fine. I don't know if I should try to turn this around on this table, or that's probably what I'll do. Let's see. That wasn't hard now, was it? Right over lefts, over lap. So right here you got to put one inside and one outside. Going the same way. Come on now, be stubborn. There we go. Now, get you a bolt and a nut and a washer and go up here and get this in. Don't try to put all them together. Get this in too. And then she's tied together. Some of them little boogers, I mean, it's hard to get started, but I mean, they ain't boogered up. They're good bolts and nuts. It's just I ain't getting them started correctly. Okay, 3 over there. And 1, 2, 3. This is simple to put together. I hope no one finds it complicated. So now we've got this little wrench. We had enough bolts and nuts left and 2 sets of everything extra. I'm just going to hold that in my finger. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start at the bottom. Now they say it's a lot faster with that little tool. I can tell you right now it's not. Done. That quick. That quick. Now, this comes with a guide of how to put this together. Real good, exceptionally good book of instructions. Simply one of the best I've saw in a while. So, this is a 6-in-1. Here's a 4-in-1 assembly, 17-inch. Now you can assemble that in let's see, 4-in-1. I believe that you can make that different, bigger if you wanted to. I like it longer like this. but you can make that bigger. Instead of having 2 running, you can, anyway. When you order one of these for yourself, you'll see what I'm talking about. My goodness, all kinds of different configurations that they've got, and colors. Look here, stacking them, pyramid. I like it. I like that right here. Anyway, Vegega. I'll put the information in the description of this video, and if you want to order it, you can order it from right there, and I'll make a few pennies. But anyway, I'll show you when we get this done and filled up what this looks like. This ain't the end of the video. Yes, sir. But now, got one more thing to do here while I'm doing, just to see how it's going to be. And that's this safety thing that goes around it. Goodness, where would you start? I don't know if it specifically says where to start. I don't really think it matters. I'm not going to read that, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start it, because you'd be bending over the sides, you wouldn't be bending over the ends. I'm going to start it right there, right here. I'm going to put her on right there, just to see if this is complicated. And I can tell you right now it ain't, but getting over your joints would be the hardest part, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. When you get right there, you want to feed it on the back first and let that ride over. Yeah. On the back, outside first. Let that just go over, and then you've got it. I'll show you right here. When you get right here, you want to push it on the outside first, tilt it, and then it'll pop right on there. And you're ready to go. So it's right on. And get right here, tilt her up. You know, a person that likes to put stuff together could get addicted to this right here, couldn't he? Now that's going to be a little long. Before I do anything, I'm going to walk around this. I went my water. I'm going to walk around this and make sure that everything's down, and I know it is, but I'm going to do it anyway. Make sure it all goes down. And then right here, you could go over that, but I'm not going to. You know that, what if that was to shrink a little? I don't think it will. Let's cut that right there. What? What's in there? There's a clip in that booger. There's some metal in there. I'll be darned. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, that's got little pieces of metal in it. I don't know. Yeah, ever so often. So when you get ready to cut the end off of that, just be aware that there's metal in that to hold that. Worst case scenario, you'll dull your knife. No problem. All right. Just like I said, let me show you the scrap. Right here is what you're going to have left. You'll have this right here left when you get done. 1, 2 bolts, 2 washers, 2 nuts, naturally a little wrench, and I had to cut that much off right there. I cut that much off. That ain't bad, is it? No, sir. All right. This is complete, all but setting it where I'm going to set it and then start filling it up. And is it heavy? Could I handle it? Yeah, no problem. Rigid enough to handle. Pick it up, move it. I'll give you an idea of what it looked like on the ground here. Right there. Now you know that looks a lot better. Now you take a good look at what I've got those stuff in, growing in. And then you look at that. By far, that's more elegant looking. Much better, much better. And it's no problem to move now. And there'll be a problem when they get full of dirt. It won't be so easy to move. I would assume what I would do and what I will do, put some kind of wire or something in the bottom if I had problems with voles or moles or anything that I didn't want coming up from the bottom, mice, whatever. Looks good. That's what I've got stuff growing in right now. That's the first containers I've ever growed in to mount anything. My wife might take that planter right there away from me. She might take it away from me. Of course, if she does, she'll have to help me plant stuff in it. This right here, I wonder how strong that is. I guess that if it would hold my big hind end up on that, which is about 300, 290, 85 or 90. Vegega, a complete guide to starting your garden. We'll fill that up somewhere if it don't rain again tomorrow. I guess that's plenty for now. I'm just gonna kind of ease it in there. What I think would be pretty here is rhubarb chard. Now we've got some little old mini tomatoes. I think I'll put them in here. Velma. They're little they're little miters. They don't get very big at all. 1, 2, 3, and then put these here back here in the back. I think that would do just fine. Okay, let's get to water and water them in. We need to water them in for sure. We want to water this stuff, but we don't want to drown their plants and leaves and stuff. So, you know, when you watering and your dirt splashes up on the side of this little container, just simply before you go off and leave it to dry and set up like cement, just spray it off a little. Now we've got these 3 little patio tomatoes. They're called Vilma. I mean, they got full-size little tommy toes on them, and they get covered up with them, but they don't they don't get very big. I never growed them. My nephew give me them seed. Anyway, we'll see what this does here now in a day or two, and these plants they'll perk up and straighten up. That's the Vegega raised bed. Now what I'll do, I'll put a little mulch on top of that here in a day or two. But we'll just let that grow. You got your little tomatoes there, and your rhubarb chard and jacked fork hook chard is what we've got in there right now. And we'll alternate that in and out over the season. If you are interested in these raised beds, I'll have a link in the description you can check out if you're interested. Alrighty, that'll be it.